We're joined now by Dr. Kim Anderson, our crop marketing specialist. Kim, kick things off with what happened in the crop markets this week.
Well, let's quickly go through this. You look at wheat prices, we got a good rally in wheat prices. They got up to around $6.10. That's up in northern Oklahoma for harvest delivered wheat. You can take 30 to 40 off of it in southern Oklahoma and maybe 10 off for the panhandle. If you look at corn, we had a small rally. It peaked out and it's kind of come down. It's staying at 435 to 460 for harvest delivered corn. Soybeans, we had a little rally in that, got up to that little $11 mark, and then it came back down to the $11.50. So not much movement. They're just kind of moving sideways, waiting for something to hit the market.
Kim, last week you said farmers should sell their wheat between June 1st and August 31st. Recap that for us.
Well, if you look from 2009 through 2023, at the June, July, and August price, it averaged about $5.83. You had to take 23 cents off of that to get it down to the September price, and then it continued to go down and bottom out in December, January. So if you look at all those years, the time to pull the trigger is the June through August time period.
So what if harvest prices this year end up to be above average?
Well, if you look at the period for harvest to be above average, you'd go 2011 through 14 and the 21, 22, and 23 years. On that, you had a slightly higher price. But let's just look at 1 year during that period to look and see why you should stagger it over that period rather than sell it once. So if we look at 2011, we came in, you look at the long run, 9 to June 11, you had prices $6.50, get down around $3.50 until you got into the 10-11 time period, went up to $8, and then was up around that $7.50 to $8 as we came into June. So we got above average prices. Well, we came into prices at around $8.50, $8.60 in June. By July 1, they were down to $7.50. By mid-July to August, they were down to $6.72. But by the time we got to August 31, they were back up to $8.70. That's why you need to stagger when prices are above average. Now you look at the other years, it started mostly high and came down, but you don't know what it's going to do.
And then on the other side, what if harvest prices end up being below average? What does that look like?
Well, you'd think if prices are below average that maybe prices would just go up. Let's look at 2016. You go 09 through 16, you started out with prices around $6 in 09 and 10. We had a good rally. We got them up around that $8. They stayed 6 to 8 going out through 12 and 13. We came back down. We came in the harvest at $3.71 in 2016. Your average price is running around $6 if you'll go back over that time. So it had been 2005 since you had seen prices go below that $3.50, $3.60. So if you look at coming into harvest, we were up around that $3.50. Prices fell off. By July 1, we were down to $3.50. Then you got to go back to 05 before you're lower than that. Wallered around sideways for a while. We finished August 31 at $2.58. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, you've got a well below average price. It's been 10 or 12 years since you've been prices below that average, and they still do it. That's why you've got a dollar cost average. I don't care what the price is. Stagger it over time. Maybe rather than a third, a third, a third, do a fifth, a fifth, a fifth, a fifth, and a fifth, and average that price out.
Well, it is important too to analyze that historical data, right? All these numbers you just ran for us, that has to be a part of your decision making too, right?
Actually, in my humble opinion, ignore it. Just every year from June through August, average your sales out and over time, until the market changes, and it will one of these days. Hopefully you'll have somebody here to catch it, but over time it's going to average out. Don't second guess your strategy.
Okay, sounds good. Kim, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.